want to also let you know that you are going to enjoy every bit of this lecture. I want to recognize the presence of our director, Professor Usman. He's supposed to be here physically, but he's on an assignment outside the university, but he's joining us online. He's here. Please, can we have a round of applause for him? And I can see we have other campuses that are also connecting. We have the Bogu campus, they are also there connecting. We have the Tagam campus, and then we have the Aito campus. Some of you will be looking at it. If you don't know, it is not only in Ago-Iwoye that organizing this online system. It cut across the whole campus of the university, Onabanjo University. And I want to congratulate you for being one of the students going for IT. IT, industrial attachment, is a statute training that every student must take while you are in school. Without your IT, you cannot graduate. Without your IT, you cannot graduate. You must do the needful. You have to be diligent in anything that you are doing. Prepare your mind as we go. I'm waiting for the list of the coordinators there. So that you know that your coordinators are here. Me that I'm standing in your. My name is Engineer Dr. Ago-Iwoye Musa. I am the coordinator of the College of Engineering and about Bogu campus. Here we have two faculties. Faculty of Engineering and then we have Faculty of Environmental. And each department in that college has their own coordinators. I want to believe you will have joined now and you'll be hearing my voice and I will just recognize them one by one. I am from engineering, but I'm not departmental coordinator. But the person that is representing the mechanical engineering is not that person that engineer Ago-Iwoye or Olabisi. For the electronics engineer in the Bogu campus, Engineer Frank of non-info. Please, round of applause. For the Department of Engineering, we have Engineer Mrs. Elizabeth Olumelu. Also, from the Department of Civil Engineering in the Bogu campus here, we have Engineer Akisoya. We have 5 departments in Faculty of Engineering. We have Dr. 8 Olabisi, Computer Engineering here. I will also present the other department to you, but let me recognize our coordinator here. They are very much with us here. And I will start from Dr. Fatah Ahmed from the Department of Mathematics. Dr. Ahmed, can you sit here? Yes, I think here, Dr. Taiwo Ali from Transport. Yes, also I have with me Dr. KKA Abdullah from the Faculty of Science. Okay, yes, I will not forget the presence of this man. So that person will think only, but maybe when the time arises, I will introduce myself very well. That is the person of Dr. Femi Odulaja from Political Science. Yes, on this list now, while waiting for others, I also have Dr. Comfort St. John. Dr. From the plant science. Thank you. Dr. Yawon. Yes, also from the campus here, we have for the fine arts, we have Dr. Adeyomi Adebola. He will be here in the next few minutes. He's here before, but he will still return back here. But before we proceed, that is the recognition. I want us to start the program. We have the program for us, and we have the program. Let us start up our national anthem.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. No tribe tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria's all and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be our symbol, that truth and justice reign. In peace, over to honor, and peace with us as gain. To hand unto our children, our banner we all sing. Olabisi, Onabanjo University. We are the pride of our father's land. Here men of character and great knowledge are produced. We blaze a trail in our mother's land. Excellencia, humana et patrios, not only for us, but also people around the world. We shine the light of the unchained. Oh, you grace. Oh, you grace. Born in Ogun State and shining for the earth. We are the pride of the world today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the part of today. I want to appreciate all the staff that are present. I want to appreciate the staff of SIWES, and other colleagues that is present, and all the technical team that is here. Yes, okay. Yes, before we bring in the man from Ago-Iwoye, directly remark. Distinguished staff, hello, please. Distinguished staff, dear students, gentlemen, I say good morning once again. It is my honor to stand before you today on behalf of the Director of Finance, Mustafa, who is sent his greetings and best wishes for the present program. The purpose of today's session is very significant. The science program is one of the most important components of your academic journey, designed to bridge the gap between the theoretical knowledge and practical industry experience. As we prepare to proceed on industrial training, it is essential that we fully understand the expectation, responsibility, safety guidelines, reporting procedure, and personal conduct required of you. The University Management, through the Office of the Vice Chancellor, has graciously approved this second online orientation for the 2025-2026 academic session to ensure that every student is properly guided and equipped for a productive SIWES experience. I want you to pay close attention, ask relevant questions, and take seriously every instruction you receive today. Your performance during SIWES is not only a reflection of your personal competence, but also of our university reputation. I therefore encourage you to uphold excellence, discipline, and integrity throughout your training period. On behalf of the Director of SIWES, I wish you a fruitful orientation and a highly successful industrial training experience ahead. Thank you and God bless. Please, a round of applause for our director. It's going to life, but there is down, he cannot talk. You know, it's like when you are somewhere and you cannot talk, but you have an opportunity to be watching everybody, to know what is going on. Yeah, in his domain, and that is what the man is doing now. Then, because of our time, because we are far behind schedule, I will request our director to get across to the SIWES office in Ago-Iwoye. They will be giving you a lecture right from that end. The ITF officer, we are with you.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
What is that?
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Okay, I'm calling from the Industrial Training Fund. So the Vice Chancellor, hello, the Vice
Yes.
Chancellor, Olabisi, Onabanjo University, the staff and management of this prestigious institution. My dear students, or our dear students, it is my pleasure to be in your midst today to grace the 2025 pre-attachment SIWES orientation. I bring you greetings from the Director General and the Chief Executives of the Industrial Training Fund in person of Dr. Oluwatoyin Afis Ogun and our area manager, Mrs. Bolanle Ajibade, whom I represent here today. As you may all know, that Industrial Training Fund is an organization that is charged with the mandate to provide, promote, and encourage the acquisition of skills in order to generate indigenous trained manpower that is sufficient to meet the economic needs of our dear nation, both in private and the public sector. In view of this, the ITF Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. In view of this, the ITF Abeokuta area office valued the partnership with your institutions, most especially towards the fulfillment of the mandate, especially in regards to SIWES related activities. It is our desire that we will continue to strengthen this existing relationship. To raise a crop of what? Students who can compete favorably with their counterparts anywhere in the world. To our dear amazing students who will be proceeding on this SIWES any moment from today, we urge you to keep a level head at your various places of attachment. Take the scheme seriously and use this period to build valuable networks and relationships that will help you excel in your career as you progress in life. ITF Abeokuta area wish you all the best. So let's go straight. So I'll just go straight ahead with the introduction. I will just go straight ahead with the introduction of the history of how SIWES came into existence. The SIWES is a skill training program. It's a skill training program designed to prepare students and then expose these students of universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, colleges of agriculture, colleges of technology, with what? With the industrial work situations that are likely to meet after graduations. The scheme affords students the opportunity of familiarizing and exposing themselves to handling equipment and machinery that are usually not available in their various institutions. So, but before the establishment of this scheme, there was a growing concern that graduates of our higher education or graduates of our higher learning institutions lack adequate practical knowledge, and that the theoretical education in higher institutions was not responsive to the needs of what? To the needs of our employers of labor. So it is against the background that the Industrial Training Fund initiated and designed this program to introduce SIWES that was in 1973 to acquaint students with the skills of handling industrial equipment and machinery. It is against the background of It is against the background of that the ITF was solely founded the scheme during its formative years. However, due to financial constraint, ITF later withdrew. They will later withdrew from the scheme in 1978. So the federal government, noting the significance of the skills training, handed the management of this scheme to the National Universities Commission, that is NUC, and the National Board for Technical Education, NBT, in 1979. In November 1984, the management, or in November 1984, the management and implementation of the SIWES was again reverted back to ITF, with the funding to be solely borne by the federal government. So all students enrolled in specialized engineering, technical, business, applied sciences, and applied arts should have supervised industrial attachment as part of their studies. So the main objectives of this SIWES are: number one is to provide an avenue for students in institutions of higher learning to acquire that industrial skills and experience during their course of study. And then to expose these students to work methods and techniques in handling equipment and machinery that may not be available in their institution, as I earlier mentioned. So also to provide students with an opportunity to apply their knowledge in real work situations, thereby bridging the gaps between the college and the actual practice. And that is the main reason why ITF designed this particular program. As I earlier mentioned, that based on the needs of our employers of labor, our graduates from these institutions, in terms of practicals, they were not meeting that needs. That was why ITF designed and initiated this program. So another objective is to make the transition from school to the world of work easier and enhance students' contact for a job, contact for later job placement. It is also part of the objectives that in order to achieve these stated objectives, the bodies involved in the scheme must play their respective roles accordingly. So the roles of the stakeholders, the role of the stakeholders in the SIWES. Number one, The stakeholders involved in the organization and implementation of these SIWES are as follows. The federal government, that is through the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, the Industrial Training Fund, and the tertiary institutions, which is the universities, polytechnic, colleges of education, and then the most important stakeholders of these SIWES are the students. That is the students of the engineering, science, technology, and then NC technicals. Next slide. So the role of the federal government now is to make policies to guide and regulate the scheme, that is at the national level. And then for these policies, and to regulate this scheme, the ITF is to provide these particular policies through the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment and all necessary logistics for the effective implementation of the scheme. Now, the role of ITF now. ITF is to formulate policies and guidelines on SIWES, that is for the distribution of all the SIWES participating bodies. ITF is also to receive and process master and placement lists from the institutions and supervising agencies, and then supervise and assess students' performance on attachment. Those are the roles. Those are the roles, and others are to disburse allowances to students and their supervisors, and also regulate or regular organization or to regularly organize orientation programs, just as what we are presently doing now. That is for students of I'm not seeing it. Just seeing it. Okay, the other objective is to provide logistics and materials necessary for effective administration of the scheme, such as the documents that students are going to use for this exercise. The document, one of it is the SCAF form, that is students' commencement attachment form, and then the ITF form 8. And these forms are to be vetted and processed. Students' logbook and ITF form 8 is part of what ITF is supposed to do. So the supervisory agencies for this program comprises of what? The National Universities Commission. We have 3 supervisory agencies. The first one is the National Universities Commission. The second one is the National Board for Technical Education, NBT, and then the National Commission for Colleges of Education, NCCE. They are to ensure that the establishment and accreditation of these students' unit, the vet and approve master and placement list and forward them to ITF, then review courses qualified for students in collaboration with other bodies. Those are the roles for this supervisory agencies. So the institutions now, their role is to establish SIWES coordinating units in their various institutions, which I believe in short, that is why they organize this SIWES orientation for you people. So they are to appoint full-time industrial coordinators to operate the scheme at institutional level, and then apply job specification as prepared for all the accredited courses and award appropriate credits. That is the credit units in accordance with the federal government minimum academic standard, and then prepare and submit masters and placement lists to their various coordinating agencies and then the ITF. So they are also to assist in identifying placement opportunities for students if necessary. They are to also organize orientation courses in collaborations with ITF, just as what we are doing today. So the roles of the employers, the role of the employers are to accept students and then assign them to relevant on-the-job training as stipulated in ITF Decree number 47 as amended in 1990. Employers are also to attach experienced staff because it's not just all about you going for that IT. You are going there to bridge the gap between the theory and the practice. So the practical aspect, so the role or the part of the responsibility of the employers is to make sure that they attach an experienced staff to the students, that is for the effective training and supervision. And then it is their also responsibility to grade students as provided for in the assessment form, that is in the Form 8, which will be given to you at the end of this program. And then these forms will be complete. You must complete this form, most especially the SCAF form, which is the students' commencement attachment form, on behalf of the students. And this form must be signed, stamped, and then you return this same form to ITF office within your area of attachment. So employers are also to inspect and sign and also stamp the student logbook. That is on weekly basis, your supervisors, your industrial supervisors, they must sign your logbook, they must inspect your logbook, and then make sure that you are recording whatever activities that you may have carried out within that week. So they need to inspect and then sign and stamp. If it is not being signed or stamped, ITF is not going to honor that logbook. So they will not sign your logbook. So you need to take responsibility that your supervisors, industrial supervisors, must sign your logbook every end of week or on weekly basis. So your own responsibility as students is to attend, to make sure that you regularly attend this program. So that means attendance is mandatory. So attendance at institutions orientation program is part of your responsibility, and that is why you are here today. Attendance also is relevant to you in your places of attachment. So before that, it is your responsibility when it comes to documentations that all students must fill this SCAF form and the Form 8. And then they must make sure they complete their logbook. So completion of duration of attachment, you must adhere to that. If you are to spend 16 weeks, for example, it is a mandatory that all the 16 weeks you must cover all those duration. So there is a guideline in Code of Conduct for students on attachment. So the industrial training fund in administering this scheme I cannot see. I'm not saying. Okay. The Industrial Training Fund, in administering the scheme, spell out some rules and regulations for the benefit of the employers, institutions of higher learning, supervisory agencies, and the students. However, the students have a pivotal role to play in the scheme, and which is to be what? If you want that scheme to be successful, you as a student, you have a pivotal role to adhere to. And number one of it is obedience to organizational rules and regulations. As a student, you are to obey all rules and regulations regarding the employers. If your employers stated that you must come on a daily basis, then you must adhere to that. It is your responsibility to be punctual in terms of resumption. If they said you are to resume by, let's say, 17th, Abi, let's say, okay, 15th of December, then 15th of December is your resumption date. Not that you will come a week after. It is not allowed. It is also your responsibility that you take this exercise seriously or serious. So be regular at your workplaces, and then do not impersonate. If you are, if as a student on attachment, assuming somebody or a visitor comes to that organization and he is asking for a staff, you are not yet a staff of that organization. You are an IT student. So don't say you are the staff or you are so person for that school, except if it is a must that you must introduce yourself, then you need to identify yourself as an IT student with that organization. So impersonation is not allowed. So be who you are. Then avoid entering unauthorized places. If they said you should not enter this particular workshop, please don't enter until you are authorized to do so. And also, if a machine or a machinery are there for you to operate, if you don't know how to operate that machine, seek for your who? Supervisor's approval. And he will now guide you on how to operate that particular machines or equipment. So do not use the period of attachment for what? Trading. It is not allowed. Roaming about is not allowed. Traveling without permission is not allowed. These are parts of the rules and regulations guiding this scheme. So you need to obey all those regulations. Dressing is part of it. Students must be what? They must dress neatly and properly while on attachment. Good dressing makes you do what? It makes you appear responsible. So if you dress anyhow, then you will be addressed as what? Anyhow person. So moral conduct is also part of it. So you must be of good moral conduct to avoid any form of abuse. We don't want that. If the place or employers of labor, or if your organization where you attend your or where you will be going for your IT, they report that in terms of moral conduct, your conduct is not good, then you know your own is finished. Because when it comes to learning, we always respect these three key performance, this key responsibility in learning, which is the knowledge, skills, and attitude. So if you don't have a good attitude, no matter how skillful you are, no matter how knowledgeable you are, you cannot work with people. So moral conduct is part of the vital aspect that you need to do. So avoid being form of any abuse. So trade secret of employers. Do not reveal the threat. That is the secret of the organization that you are being attached with. So you must not be revealed to, or this must not be revealed to any competitors or outsider of that particular organization. It is a secret, so you need to adhere to that. The next one is the communication and human relations. students, you must exhibit what? A good human relationship, as I earlier mentioned during the opening, which I said that you must do what? You must use this period to do what? Interact with people, relate very well with your co-workers, use it, use appropriate or approved choice of words. That is when it comes to communication with others. So you mind your language, mind the way you speak to your co-workers. Attitude, I've already mentioned that. Knowledge, skills, and attitude. When you have a good knowledge of
Yes. Sorry, I think it's a network problem. The network problem. You can see the director of training is trying to connect. But what the man has been saying, let me just bring it to you right here. Now he's talking about logbook. But before you get to logbook, there's something you need to first of all get a placement. You need to first of all look for a placement where you are going to do your IT. How do you get your placement? There is a letter that you can get from your departmental coordinator. It is there. That letter can be addressed to any institution, any organization where you want to do your IT. That letter is a request for placement. I know letter now. You receive letter. You can get one and do photocopy. You can duplicate it and send it to different areas. And when they receive it, they will give you a letter of acceptance. That yes, you can come and do your IT with us. It is that letter that you now need to take to your departmental coordinator. You take that letter, hello, some people are talking at the back. This is very vital. This is what you need to know. Director, are you on, sir? Director, are you on, sir? Okay, you can come on, sir. Okay, continue, sir.
Yeah. So share this screen. Oh, share the screen. I'm not saying.
Continue, sir.
I'm not.
Network problem, but as soon as it's connected, we'll come back to it. Now, as I was saying, the acceptance letter, you now need to return the acceptance letter to your coordinator. Your coordinator will get your name and put it down. Hello, are you with me? After the coordinator has done that, before you proceed for your IT, you need to get some documents along with you. The director of training has said it, I'll put it to you, but I will show it to you one by one. The first one is your logbook. This is your logbook. If you have to spend 24 weeks, you fill 24 weeks. and everything signed at your placement of IT. But before that time, before you commence, we are getting some forms also. We have Form 8. This is Form 8. This is Form 8. This Form 8 will be given to you along with the logbook. I will explain each on the paper. Another one we have this is assessment page, assessment paper. You also have this to be filled by your employer at the end of your IT. This first one, the cream, is to be filled by the student. It will be filled by the student. And then the other one is also going to be filled by student and endorsed by the organization you are doing your IT with. After it has been endorsed,
like this is okay, like this now. I can be able to see like this. But I was not seeing part of it.
right? So are you there, sir?
Yes. Wow. Which one is this one?
Second. Oh.
Okay, hello?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay. I stopped at, before the network. Before this network of connectivity, I stopped at attitude, which I said attitude is part of the moral, is part of the conduct that students, they need to adhere to. Your attitudes to work should be what? Should be positive and not negative. So as a student, they must be committed and do not exhibit unethical behaviors. It is not allowed during the SIWES orientation. So this takes us to the guideline on the SIWES attachment. So the duration for this attachment for the universities is 6 months. It is expected that all universities students on attachment must spend 6 months on these particular schemes. Then for polytechnics students is 4 months, while colleges of education also 4 months. So as a student, there must documentation is something that, in short, it is very, very important for all students to make sure that all their forms, everything is documented. So students are expected to complete the necessary documentations as follows, starting with the SCA form, which is the students' commencement of attachment. That is commencement of attachment form. This form is designed for the supervision of students by the Industrial Training Fund, and the form must be duly stamped and signed by the employer. And this form, after signing, duly signed and stamped, must be submitted to the nearest area office of the Industrial Training Fund within the first 2 weeks of assumption of duties at the place of their attachment. So this is the form. I believe you can see the form. SCA form. SCA form. Students commencement of attachment form. So the form is to be completed by the students. You state the area office and then the name of organization that you are going to carry out your attachment with. That is name of organization. The address where that organization is located. Then the institution, that is your own institution. Now, like in our own case now, we are going to fill Olabisi your university as against that institutions. Then the phone number of the organizations that you are attaching with or that you are carrying as SIWES with, and then the email address. So if, let's say, 5 of you are going to the same organization, then you are to fill only one form. So as from the table, you can now see the first column is for serial number. How many students are going to that organization? If it is 6, for example, then from number 1 to 6, then you write your names. All of you, the 6 of you, your matriculation number, which is the third column, to state your matriculation number, each of you. The cost of study and the level, your level in the institutions or level of your education. The next column is the period of attachment, that is in months, number of months that you are to spend in that organization. The next column is the date of commencement, when you will commence that particular attachment. That is the date you are going to set on that date of commencement. The next one is date of completion, when you will complete that program or that attachment. That is, you are going to state that particular date there. And then if there's any remarks, then you can then include that at that remarks column. Well, under it, you will see note, this form is to be completed and sent to the nearest ITF area office, which I've mentioned that earlier. And then the date, your employer, the person that you are, the organization that you are going to carry out the attachment with, they must sign and then stamp this form before you return to ITF. Now, you remember I made mention of something. I said this form is to be completed, stamped, signed, and then you return it to ITF office within 2 weeks from the date of your commencement of attachment. But industrial trade Ago-Iwoye area office, because of the transportation issue for you to come back, come and submit this form to ITF and then go back, the area manager now deems it fit, and she said no. Instead for you to spend transport money 2 times, that is coming to submit this form, you go back, and then at the end of your program, you come back here and then to come with a logo for second. She now said, no, let's design this barcode for you, this Google form. So this Google form, you are to scan the QR code. And after scanning the QR code, all these informations are there on that form, that Google form. So you are to fill. There is a provision in that Google form. You will now see where you are going to upload. But because you cannot, this form that you are to fill online, you cannot be able to, they cannot be able to sign and then stamp for you. Then you are the copy of the form, you are going to fill that one, stamp, sign, and then you now upload. You upload a copy of it in that your Google form to make it easier. So no need for you to come, that is within that 2 weeks. No, till the end of your or the completion of your IT. That is when you can now come for signing of your logbook. The Form 8. The Form 8 has 3 parts. The first part is to be completed by the students. That is part A. Part A is to be completed by the students. That is number 1 of the part A is name of student in full. Your registration number, your matriculation, which is your registration number, the course of study, the year of study, name of institutions. Number 2 of the part A is name and address of the company or establishment of attachment where you are carrying out or where you are going to carry out your attachment. You need to write the name of that organization there. The department which you are being, or department or section which you are being deployed to, you are going to state it there. Then the period of attachment, from when? Is it from December or from January to when? January to June. That is for universities, which is 6 months. So number of weeks, you are going to state the number of weeks in that particular part A, and then brief, that is a kind of experience that you have gained in that particular organization. You need to state it on that part A, which is your own responsibility. Then the next one is part B, the part B of it. The part B is to be completed by the employer. That portion is for your employer to complete. When the form is being given to you, you can see it very well because it is a kind of like fair. You cannot be able to see it from the screen. But I believe if the form is being given to you by your institution, you can be able to see it very well. And then complete the form. So part B is to be completed by the employer. That is where you are to carry out your attachment. While part C is to be completed by your institution in getting the number of visits. Your supervisor, and your school supervisor will visit you in that particular place of attachment. Then on that form, part C also, there is a column that your assessment of the facilities provided by the company visit. That is by tracking the standard where it is adequate or relevant for your course of study. So if another for it is to give your impression of the students that is involved in the event, whether it is fully or partially. It is stated in the form. When you go through the form, you can be able to fill those particular points. The other part of it is you cannot go on IT without what? Without a logbook. So logbook is part of it. Logbook will be given to you. So you are to fill your personal data. So there is a portion for that. So you are able to complete that. And then affix a passport photograph. There is a form you need to do. Then activities that is being must be recorded on a daily basis. Then as a student on attachment, student and industrial-based supervisor, they must sign and stamp your logbook on a daily and on a weekly basis. And then when your visiting supervisor comes, he needs to start. So all the activities must be stated clearly. Do not write like Tito. No. Whatever activities that you must have stated or you must have carried out, you must state that activities clearly. And even if that activity is being repeated the following day, don't say Tito or don't write Tito there or as above. No. Rewrite that particular activities again or state that activities again. So school SIWES must sign your logo. That is, when they come to visit you, it is expected they may come either once or twice during your course of IT. Then diagrams, all diagrams, all the tools, the equipment that you use during this course of attachment, you need to draw them appropriately in the space provided in your logbook. Do not copy photos. It is not allowed. If there's an old logbook that maybe you come across with, it's not allowed for you to copy from that logbook. So state the activities that you carried out in the course of attachment. So schools and industry-based supervisor should not assist students. It is not allowed. So students are to fill these daily activities. Please, supervisors, you are not allowed to do it. Allow the students to do that themselves. Please take advice. So industrial training forms, the 40 area offices across the country. So you can go to our website or go to the web of the IDF, look for the office that is covering all location. So visit this area, the website of IDF, SIWES director or coordinator for interest if you need additional information. So I will my colleague will now take you on what the safety aspect of this industrial. You know, safety is first. Safety is always. So you need to adhere to safety rules and regulations. If you find yourself in any environment, newly, whether you are new in that particular environment, then there are things that you need to adhere to. First is you need to post. If this is your first day of entering these particular premises, you need to post. First, what are you posting for? You are posting to see that you are there is a hazard in that particular organization or in that particular area or the space which you just entered. You try to identify if there are potential hazards in those areas. If you are able to identify those hazards, what else? You need to assess the risks involved in those hazards. Then you do what? By assessing the risk, you should be able to know, or you should be able to assess and analyze that, if I come in contact with this hazard, what kind of injury am I going to sustain? These are some of the things that you need to analyze. So doing, the next thing that you're supposed to do is to do what? So that you can be able to take what? You take proper precautionary measures. Then you adopt these precautionary measures so that you can be safe, free in this work environment. So my colleague will now take you through the safety aspect of it. That is Pankole Ajay will take you through that particular portion. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. So, go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, dear students. Can you hear me? Greatest Nigerian students. Of the greatest Nigerian students. So my name is Ago-Iwoye, and I'll be taking you on the safety aspects. But before I continue with the safety aspects, so before I continue with this Hello, students. We can-
But we are really having.
Yes, it was all good. Yes, sir.
A lecture on safety tips. But I always tell my students, one language, I will put it in Yoruba. One ní kí gbé o. One ní tẹ́mi náà gbé o. One ní tí àwọn ọ̀gá yín náà gbé o. And that is what we now want to tell us now. We have to be very careful wherever we find ourselves. But before the man come up, I was talking about the document that you made for your IT. Different pages. This is the first page where we have the student data. You put your passport there, and then you fill all this data. Your name, your matriculation number, department, faculty, year of study, the address of the company that you are doing your IT, and the name of the supervisor that is you are tasked with. So inside it, we have description of work done.
Hello, good morning.
Description of work done. Every time, every day, every hour, you need to record what you have done. You need to put it down from Monday to Sunday. But you know, some people are not working on Saturday, Sunday now. It is from Monday to Friday. Put it there. There are some people, maybe because they are collecting, you know what it takes now, they are collecting money. That assignment may engage them throughout 7 days. Monday to Sunday. You know, you have to.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, let me return you back to the man that want to give us the safety tips. You are welcome, sir. Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you very much. We apologize for the break in connection, sir. Okay, so as I said earlier, my name is Ago-Iwoye, and I'll be taking the students on the safety aspect of the orientation exercise. You've all been told about your conduct during the period of SIWES. We know SIWES is an exciting time. It takes you out of the classroom and into the real world where theory meets practice. But notwithstanding, as you are going out for SIWES attachment in various organizations, you have to take your safety seriously. You have to be safety conscious. Before I continue, what is safety? What do we define as safety? We've all been hearing this word for long, but what actually is the real definition of safety? We can define safety as a state or condition of being protected from harm, injury, or other danger. It can also be referred to as the control of recognized hazards to achieve an acceptable level of risk.
I know students always ask, SIWES ló máa fún wa. They always ask, èló la máa gbà, báwo la ti máa gbowó. You are going to be giving this form alone when you are collecting all the necessary documents before you commence your IT. The content that is there, your name, matric number, because of study here, the bank account. You can see bank account. But if you are asked for the bank name, you don't put OPay, don't put PAMPay, don't put what call it? Don't put CUDA. If you put those ones, the money will not enter. The money will not enter. The bank name.
Hello, good afternoon.
The bank.
Hello, good afternoon.
The sub code and your phone number. You are going to submit this form along with all the documents. That is at the end of your IT. At the end of your IT. Now, at the end of your IT, after you have completed your 24 weeks, or thereabout, take it to the ITF office. The ITF office will sign the back. We will endorse it that you have done the
Hello,
IT.
good afternoon.
Okay, you said.
Good
Are you back
afternoon.
now?
Yes, we are set.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we are back now. We are back now.
Okay.
So, as I was saying earlier, I said safety can be defined as a state or condition of being protected from harm, injury, or other danger. And can also be referred to as a control of recognized hazards to achieve an acceptable level of risk. Students are going for industrial attachment in various industries, in various organizations. So hence, the ITF is interested in the safety of students as they go to different locations across the country. Many of you will find attachment not just in Ogun State alone. Some of you find attachment in Lagos State, some will find attachment in Ibadan, in Oyo, or in all states of the country. So your safety is very, very paramount to the Industrial Training Fund, and hence why we are conducting this orientation exercise for all students that will undergo SIWES. I will be speaking on the various safety guidelines and tips for students that will be undergoing the SIWES attachment. First of all, one of the safety guidelines and tips is to understand and follow all safety rules. What did I say? Understand and follow all safety rules. Every organization has its own safety procedures. They all have their own safety rules and regulation. As a student attached to a particular organization, take the time to learn them. Learn all the safety procedures, all the safety protocols of the organization find attachment. Whether it's wearing PPE, that is what we call the personal protective equipment, whether it's handling materials correctly, or understanding emergency exits and protocols, make sure you know the rules and follow them strictly. Follow safety rules and regulations strictly. They are not optional. They are there to protect you and everyone around you, so you don't be a walking hazard in the environment. That is the essence of following all safety rules and regulations of the organizations you find yourself for SIWES. The second safety rule, safety guideline and tip is to what? Speak up. What did I say? Speak up. So once as a student undergoing SIWES in an organization, you should learn to what? Speak up. If you're unsure about how to perform a task, don't just assume that you know how to do it. You should what? Speak up. Go with your industry-based supervisor and let him know. Don't be ashamed of speaking up. Let them know that you can do this thing, so they're able to teach you. And that is the essence of SIWES attachment. It's for you to learn. You're not a boss, you are here to learn. So speak up when you see something wrong. Don't assume that you look inexperienced by asking questions. It shows responsibility and self-awareness. Remember, silence can be dangerous. As I said earlier, always wear your personal protective equipment. And as you're seeing on screen, you can see the various safety apparels and personal protective equipment showing on the screen. Also too. And all these safety equipment or safety apparels, they are what industry specific. What I mean by industry specific is what the engineering students will use in their engineering field can be different from those in the manufacturing field. So whatever safety apparel or personal protective equipment the organization gives you to use them judiciously. Students on industrial attachment are expected to adhere strictly to all the safety rules and precautions in their places of attachment. You are required to regularly use the recommended safety apparels or personal protective equipment to avoid job or health hazards that may occur while carrying out the assignment at your various organizations. The next safety guideline is to what? Get involved. What I mean by getting involved? Get involved in the safety practices in your various workplace. Don't just be a spectator. Participate actively. Attend safety meetings, toolbox talks, and briefings. Also ask your supervisor how you can contribute to a safe working environment. Being involved means you are learning not just technical skills, but also professional responsibilities. So don't just be a benchwarmer at your place of work. Be involved in the various safety practices in your workplace. I will also be talking on the use of gadgets and equipment in your various places, in your various workplaces. So whether it is the computers, the lab tools, the factory machines, or even simple office devices, use all gadgets and equipment properly. Don't operate a machine or equipment without the authorization of your industry-based supervisor. If you have not been trained on how to use that equipment, please don't go near it. So many students have lost various parts of their bodies because they didn't listen or adhere to this safety rule. Please don't operate any machinery that you don't know how to use. Don't say because you have seen this machine or equipment somewhere before that you want to go and use it. Please don't use them. Don't put your life at risk. So we can avoid stories that touch the heart during your period of SIWES attachment. Our prayers for students going on SIWES attachment is that they go in one piece and they come back in one piece also. So please and please, I appeal to all students, if you are using any gadget or equipment in your places of work or where in the organization where you find attachment in, please and please, don't use any equipment or machinery without the authorization of your industrial-based supervisor. If something is damaged or malfunctioning, report it immediately. And also, avoid distractions like phones when operating equipment or machinery. This will save your life. I would also be speaking on road safety. As we know, many of the students or many of you students will be going to various locations across the country for your industrial attachments. So please and please, you'll be using different modes of transportation, and road safety is very, very critical. It's whether you're walking, whether you're driving, or whether you're using public transportation. Road safety is very, very critical. Please obey all traffic rules. While crossing the road or crossing the expressway, use pedestrian walkways or pedestrian bridges. Don't just cross the expressway. Avoid rushing and never use your phone while crossing the roads or driving. And also on the use of earpiece and earphones, please. Be careful while you're using all the earpiece or earphones. Even if you are to use them, please use a ear. Don't plug both ears. Just plug a ear so you can listen or know what is happening in your surrounding. SIWES is not worth losing your life over a reckless decision on the road. I would also be speaking on emotional and mental health well-being of the students. So safety is not just physical, it includes your emotional and mental well-being. The workplace can be overwhelming. You might face stress pressure, or even bullying at your various places of work. So please and please, if you face all these kind of situations at a place of work, speak up. Find someone you can talk to. Don't just bottle up all these emotions. Talk to someone you can trust. It might be a friend, it might be a guardian, it might be a lecturer or a counselor. Don't feel you know everything. Don't say you can solve the situation. There's a saying that says a problem shared is a problem solved. So please and please, reach out to someone. Your emotional and mental health well-being is very, very important to you. Know that it is okay to seek help. And as the saying goes, a healthy mind is a productive mind. So please and please, if you have any problem or have any problem in your various places of work, reach out to someone. You can also reach out to your SIWES, supervisors, your various SIWES supervisors that will be attached to. Reach out to them. If you are facing any form of harassment at your place of work, reach out to your SIWES supervisors also too. Talk, reach out. Don't bottle up emotions. In conclusion, students, SIWES is a bridge to your future. Let it be a safe one. Let your voice be heard. Use equipment wisely. Follow all safety rules and regulations at your various organizations. Travel safely. And lastly, care for your mental health. Safety is not expensive. It is priceless. Make safety not just a rule, but a lifestyle. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a successful and safe SIWES experience. Yes. So,
well, you can see that.
So we'll be entertaining questions.
Yes, we are coming up. You can see that.
Okay, we'll be entertaining questions from the students.
It's okay. You can see that he has given you some tips now, but I will add this one to it, maybe because of my experience. In some places, you see the employer harassing you. If your employer is harassing you, please report to your departmental coordinator. I had that experience in my department, and the lady went away from that place and he called me. Please report to your departmental coordinator. There's also another one. Last year, a student was asked to leave that place. And I asked, during my investigation, the student said they were asking me to go and fetch water. Wọ́n ní kí lọ bá wọn wá oúnjẹ, kí lọ bá wọn kọ́ mi wá. And he said he can't do it. And I told him he need to leave that place. And he left. Please, if you encounter this, do your IT. Please quickly report back to your departmental coordinator. They are your father, they are your mothers. But I will not take much of your time because of our colleague that is present here. We want to entertain questions. Do we have questions? You don't have questions. You don't have questions. With all the talk of the director of training and the safety man, you don't have questions. Okay, I want to ask you a question. What is the meaning of ABC in safety? ABC in safety. ABC in safety. Always be careful. Clap for yourself. Always be careful. Let me supposed to have one or two questions. Now, let me ask another question. Okay. Is it Dr. Shedobi want to ask question?
I want to ask on behalf of the students.
Okay.
Because now we have some 200 level students who are going for IT. And for science, in some department is supposed to be 6 months. And from NUC now, the 6 months has been divided into 2. For their 200 level, they will be spending 3 months, while at 300 level, they will go for 3 months. So I think students also should note this, that we have 200 level as STEM and science, and they are not going for 6 months. I think they should be educated, because they have heard from the director that they are spending 6 months.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Like I said earlier in my intro, we have some students that will be going for 6 months. We have some students that will be going for 3 months. We have some students that will also be for 2 months. Depending on the program that you are doing. The director just put it together for polytechnic, for qualification, for the university. But they know the peak of the IT is in the university, where you spend 6 months. That is 24 weeks. But where you have to spend 2 months, it is also stated in your curriculum. It is curriculum issue. It is not your problem. It is not my problem. It is not your problem. It is Nigeria. And then we have to do A, B, C. We have to be very careful. Please, I want to believe you are hearing, sir. Yes, sir. Somebody, okay. Please help me give the mic to Dr. Adeyemi. Dr. Adeyemi is from Fine Arts in the Bogu. He has a question.
Thank you. On our curriculum systems, we only have SIWES, second semester 200 level, and that is all. And students always ask questions. Sir, how are we going to do our 6 months? I said, don't worry, when I come back from the education today, I will come and give you the answer.
I want to believe you can hear what he said. No, I'm not talking to you now. Now what he's saying, presently, we are running 2 curriculum. We are running 2 curriculum. Yes, I will answer it together.
Hello, good morning, students. For those in science that have gone for IT last session, you complete your 6 months this session with the same logbook. We did not collect that logbook from you, the one you used in 200 level. So you still use the same logbook to make it 6 months. Only the weekday 400 level that will go on 6 months IT. Thank you. The last one is 299. Why this session is 399?
Well, thank you. Like I said earlier, you can see that we have the curriculum issue. We are trying to phase out the BMAS, best minimum academic curriculum, which we have been using for years. Before the core curriculum. And the core curriculum in the university now, we are already on 300 level, while we are facing out the BMAS. But some departments are still running the BMAS, and they have to face the BMAS gradually. For science now, you have your coordinator. You have done the 3-1, and then the other one you are going to do the other 3 months. You did the 299, and then you are going to do. Okay, not every department. You can talk now.
Hello, everybody. I know you have a lot to say. If you cannot say it, you can put it on paper. I will collect it and read it. You don't need to put your name, you don't need to put your matric number. Please, whatever question you have, put it down. I will come forward and collect it from you. Then we can. Okay, you have a question. Now everybody listen, please.
Good everyone. So like we heard the other time, they say that for the sciences, that the SIWES, that we do the first 3 months for the first session and the second 3 months for the other session. Sometimes I can do it in different places or still the same place.
It should be in the same place. It's not a must.
I want to believe it's not important. You can do it in another place. You can do it in another place.
Okay. Any other question?
Good afternoon, sir. The other lecturer was saying that going for 200 level within 3 months and in 300 level within 3 months. So we are working in 300 level for chemical science and we did not go for any 3 months and 200 level. And it is stated that it is 3 months for 300 level. So how do we cover up for the one that we go for the 200 level?
For the 300 level chemical science students, it is an issue of the curriculum. We are presently operating the core curriculum minimum academic standard, CC Max. Your IT is only in 300 level and it's going to be 3 months.
Hello, chemical science, you have what your coordinator said. He said, I will repeat. He said, presently we are facing the issue of CMAS, and your IT is for 300 level, and that is what he just told you now. It is for 300 level. I don't know how you have been doing it before, but let me give the mic to another person.
Sounds like that. For we that we are in Ogun State now, are there some specified states that we can go for the IT? Like maybe Lagos, Ibadan, right state, or anywhere. And I'm to also ask that with our IT, with chemical science, we need people during the holiday.
Well, for the location, hello, for the location, you can do your IT in Lagos, you can do it in Ibadan. But because of security, we don't encourage you to go far. We don't encourage you to go far. It is better you do it within our geopolitical zone here, southwest. You can do it in Lagos, you can do it in Ibadan, you can do it in Ogun State here. But for the other one that you asked, I will give the mic to you. Addressing the question of chemical science student, right? Your IT is going to be immediately after 300 level rate semester exam. Yes. It's going to be during the holidays between your 300 level and 400 level. Immediately after rate semester level and before amateur semester 400 level. And it's going to be just 3 months. Hello. Now you can see that we have different, we have different time for our IT. For example, in engineering that I know, it is 6 months and commence immediately after the Harmattan semester. That is, after the school close for the Harmattan, the second semester, the rain semester and the long vacation, making it 6 months. Then for the technical sciences now, and I think and with the science also, it is 3 months. Now you start immediately after the rain semester, which is the second semester, and you go to cover your long vacation 3 months. Thank you.
Well, then, for computer science, the last essay was for 3 months. We were asked not to submit the envelope at the ITF. We were asked not to submit it at the ITF. But for the next 3 months, what if we want to do it in another state? Because my experience now was in Lagos. What if I want to do it somewhere in Ogun State this year? Like the last SIWES was in another place. But where
An issue.
just submit it in one ITF.
That is not an issue. That is not an issue. I want to believe where you are being the location. You know, that was the reason why I asked the coordinator. They have different course code. 299, 399. They are different. That's that. It's a continuator of what we are doing. That's that. There is a button there at the back that you will sign when the first place, you first get there, and the second one you will sign, and the date will be there. That's that. You know, you are not submitting your logbook at the ITF office. You are submitting your logbook to your coordinator. The logbook, hello, it's asking question. To submit the logbook to the ITF office to sign. You don't submit your logbook at the ITF office. You take your logbook to the ITF office and they will endorse it. You take your form 8 to the logbook, they will endorse it. Now, form, the establishment form that is there is what you are going to submit at the ITF office. That ITF. Now, you don't submit your logbook at the ITF office. You submit your logbook to your coordinator. What you need to submit there is that establishment form to know where you are doing your IT. That's to submit at the ITF. I think this madam want to speak.
As a chemistry education student, can I work in any company, or we need to be like a specific place that okay, maybe okay, any industry.
I think the other question has been answered now. As a chemistry education student, that you can say you do your IT in the related area. You can't say because you are a chemistry student, you now come and do it in mechanical engineering department now. It's not possible.
My first 3 months, I started school, and later I started change.
Now, it's a continuation of your IT. You can change, I said it earlier, that I have a student that had a problem with the employer. And when we discover that they are having a problem with the student need to look for another place. It will not be continuation of the IT. Yes, I'm outside.
Good everyone. My question is regarding our department because we know that
No, please listen.
so we were told like when we
You, I see you. You are disturbing my class. Huh? I will fish you out now.
so we were told like we do this 200 level second exam. So when we get to period, we were told that after exam, we don't even wake up today. We have to stay back and do the whole thing. We do exam before the IT. Sometimes like if the IT like or are we going for pre-work? And if we are going for the pre-work, we should have put on our okay, this is great. Avatar exam. We going for the 2 weeks holiday. I'm coming back from the break semester. So I don't know if that everyone was just my department. So the question to by
Your question is peculiar. Not only you, it cuts across several departments. Now, you are in 200 level. You are going to commence your IT at the end of spring semester, which you have in 300 level Amatan or UTPM 371. And because ITF says 6 months, during the holiday you have 3 months. And not fully well that children don't come early. And some of you will see another woman. That's making what? 4 months. But because of 60 months, the coursework is already loaded. There is no way we can say, okay, go back and do it. So we find a way to examine you based on that 4 months. But that notwithstanding, if there is opportunity to do that, we allow you. Thank you.
I don't believe it has been answered now. One question.
Any other question? Okay. Questions? Question? Any other one? Question? No other question. The people at the back, question? Hello, listen everybody. Hello. Now, there is one fundamental question now people students don't ask. I don't know. Now, this is your notebook. How do you get it? Nobody is asking any question. How do you get it? Hello, how do you get the question in the notebook and the document? Okay, thank you. I think you've been informed. Now you are going to pay. And then let's say, hello, you are going to pay a token. Nobody is going to collect any money from you. No faculty coordinator, no departmental coordinator is going to collect any money from you. As at the last time, it was 2,000 naira. You are going to make the payment on university payment portal. You have all your details there. Then you come with your receipt to the Directorate of what? SIWES to get your notebook with the accompanying document. Is that okay? Are you clear?
Yes, I have some question here. The first question here, or the first paper here said, the address of the ITF sheet is not correct. That he visited or he or she visited that location and they said the ITF office or the ITF has moved away from that place. And he checked the other location and he can't find them. And how do I resolve this? Well, you can always Google. You can Google it, go to your Google and search for the ITF office in your area. I don't know the person If the ITF office in Abeokuta, their office is still there. If the ITF office in Lagos State, the office is still there. If the one in Delta is still there, the one in Ibadan is still there, but I don't know the one that you are talking about. But you can always Google and get the new address. Now, this another one says, are we going to choose the location ourselves, or is the school going to choose for us? Well, this one is also a very direct question. If you couldn't find a space for your IT, please report back to your coordinator immediately. Because sometimes we have an opening. We normally have an opening that we're looking for students to feast, but we will not see them. I remember last session, we have some opening at next two, and then we are looking for students to come up, to take up the next two. But if they didn't come up, they have to go and look for it themselves. If you don't find a place, you can come and meet your coordinator. Now, this process, what are we going to do? Okay. When are we going to do the SIWES? What are we going to do in the SIWES? And when is the commencement and the closure? That student that is talking about, you don't know what you are going to do. It has been answered. You are going to start your SIWES at appropriate time, depending on your department. If you are in other department, some are starting from the main semester, some are starting at the end of the main semester, and then you complete it after. That is what I have here. I don't know if you have.
Okay. I have this. How do we go about getting placement for IT? I think that can be answered.
Answer it now.
Now, on your own, you seek for placement. That's why Dr. Musa said you should make copy of your letter. When you make copy, you can distribute it in different places. When they now accept you, you can now go and drop the original. Is that clear? And if you are unable to secure a place, come back to your coordinator. We are going to fix you. Is that okay? We that are in microbiology department, 300 level. We haven't done any SIWES in 200 level. How many months are we going to do now and when? Yeah, I know, please. I know.
Meet your coordinator.
I know, let's say, liaise with your coordinator. Different department with different curriculum. It is based on SIWES curriculum. Some have it in, okay, hold on 1 minute.
Thank you, sir. Good day all. For those in microbiology, we are running CC now. So we are going to use 3 months. Last session, because they were BC they used 6 months. But presently for this set is 3 months. And it will run once.
Commence when?
Once they are done with their first semester exam at 300 level. First semester, which will come up in February, after February, so they will be going by March. Please, we will verify on that and get back to those in microbiology.
Is that clear? She's going to verify and get back to you. Now the next question. For those of us that have almost exhausted our lab pool space, at the back, and we are going to for another 3 months. Does it mean that we have to buy another? There is no way you can exhaust your love book. There is no way. The love book is 6 months. There is no way you can exhaust it. And the days are there already. From the commencement to the end, there is 6 months. So there is no way you can exhaust it. So if you are having 3 months, you only do halfway. Then when you go to complete, you do the remaining half. Is that clear? As a competitive student, where can I do my IT? Is it a must? It must be a cooperative organization or anywhere.
Well, I know. The cooperative students, I want to believe your department will tell you where you have to do it. It's not about financing. If you are a cooperative student, you must be able to know more about financing. And then that means you can work also in bank. You can work in microfinance bank. And also work in cooperative society bank, cooperative society, where they have their financial office. You can also do that. But there was a student that asked about your notebook that has been, if I stop my notebook, you can go and buy another notebook. Buy another notebook, don't go there, money, and then you somebody also asked, where am I going to do my IT? That one is depending on your own location, where you want it. You can,
Okay. For weekday science, are we also going to be doing our SIWES in 300 level? Weekday science, liaise with your coordinator, please. So the curriculum will determine when and how you are going to do it. Yeah, for this, what we have made our form, and that to change location. How do we go? I think that has been answered already. For 200 level chemical science. For 200 level chemical science, are we doing 3 months SIWES or going for 6 months? I think that has been answered. 3 months. Are they? 3 months, right? That has been answered.
Level chemical science students full-time are not going on IT now. They will be going on IT after their 300 level. Only year 4 weekday students will be going on IT now with the current 300 level students.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Then the last one. Good morning, sir. Where are the geology students doing our IT? And where are the places we can work?
For those of you in geology, irrespective of the options you have, whether geology, those of you in earth sciences, irrespective of the options you have, whether you are geology or applied to physics, there are different places where you can work. You can work in groundwater studies, in hydro engineering, you can work in oil companies. There are many of them out there. So at the end of today, you can see. So we discuss on that. Thank you. Well, thank you. You can see, he said, for the other students, you can see the coordinator for further information. I want to believe we have exhausted all the questions now. Are we all satisfied now? At least if you have to proceed on your IT tomorrow, you can proceed. And I wear it like this. God, did you go? God, did you go? God, did you not go? God, did that guy not go? Thank you for coming. Thank you.